it's me, Charlene. Welcome to Charlene's Vision. And tonight's live vision video that I'm going to do is going to share. I'm going to share with you guys the other part of the vision that I had, that I recently shared last night. Last night, I shared with you guys the cosmic tree, the dragons, and the Persephone and Hades. I kind of like did like a little. I didn't really go deep into it, but basically I was telling you guys that there's something more to the story of Persephone and Hades. There's definitely more to the story of Jesus Christ, and something regarding the cosmic tree. The cosmic tree is like source itself and like life and so much more into that. Which is a connection to the dragons as well. But not only that, uh, there's a strong bond connection between Persephone and Hades. And all of this evolves about our beginning in a way, or not human beings beginning, but it involves the beginning of life, I say, itself. Yeah, it's more to the story with that, and I didn't really do the breakdown. I kind of did like a little short little summary of like what I saw. I was like, what did I see type of vision breakdown that I did. I didn't decode it because that's something that I have to do myself, and yeah, and I will present it to you guys. You guys know the you know the drill. So before I get started, if you guys are new to my Instagram page, just now, figuring out who I am. Hi, I'm Charlene. I am a person that is considered an oracle. That's basically what was said in my vision, so I'm an oracle, I guess. I don't know what that means, so don't even ask me. I just know it's some type of advanced psychic that can channel, I can still see it's like a psychic, right? But it's like we channel as well. So it's like, that's something I still have to figure out what the fuck does that mean. I don't know. Apparently there's different types. That was actually said in my vision as well, that there's a certain type that I am. And I also know that there's only 8 oracles that exist in this reality that we live in. There's only 8. Okay, so anyways, yeah, so I'm a person that receives downloads messages from the universe through my dream state, which is the visions of our future, of things that I need to know, of like the past, of different beings that exist, and especially about this reality. Because one of the things that I mentioned, if you have been following me so far, is that this reality is fake. Yes, that is one of the messages that I have received, heard, seen myself through my visions, that this reality is fake. Not only is it fake, our future that we're heading into, this reality is going to collapse, which they call it like our system is going to collapse, which basically is the program of this reality. It's going to collapse. Like life as we know it, of how we live, we're not gonna live the same way. We're gonna be more evolved. Mother Earth is going to be evolved as well. Those who ascend, that is, because many people are not going to ascend when everything goes down. That's something I actually did see. And some of this stuff is like actually written in the Bible, but it's actually more to the story with the Bible. It's more to that. Life itself, this reality itself, is like a whole bunch of messages in it. It's all about decoding it, and that's what I've been doing, is trying to decode my visions and then share what I know, or presenting that to you guys, or even sharing my vision itself until I eventually decode it. So that's basically what I've been doing, is decoding my visions, just decoding the messages that I receive from the universe. And another thing that I also like helps me to receive messages is when I channel. I channel through writing as well. That's one of the gifts that I do realize that I have, which was like stated in a way to me, that I channel through writing. So one of my discovery is that I've been writing certain story, or I have different story ideas that I have for years, or even started writing here and there. I just never finished it. I realized those are messages in itself, about pertaining to my life, pertaining to who I am, and also pertaining to other people of the chosen as well, and about things to come. So I do channel when I write as well. I'm thinking about incorporating that moving forward in my on my channel, my YouTube channel, as well as my Instagram. I just gotta figure out how I'm gonna do it, but that's something I'm gonna incorporate that because those are both my gifts. It's channeling through writing and my dream state, me receiving my visions from the universe. So yeah, that's basically the rundown on who I am, what I do. On my Instagram page, you can also follow me on my YouTube. Charlene Vision is the same spelling here. Basically on my YouTube, I don't really share that much because YouTube is very restrictive when it comes to information what you can share, so that's why I just do everything on my Instagram. But I do have old videos that I have posted before that I don't have on my Instagram, so I highly recommend you to go over there and watch those videos. And I do share certain videos on there that I don't share on here, so follow both of my page on my Instagram, you got, you know, Charlene Vision, and also follow my YouTube, Charlene Vision. So that is all for that. Let's get started on today's video. So, yeah, when I told you that my vision the other night with like the whole cosmic tree and all that was like, whoa, there was a lot to process. It still is. It was just like it felt like I was seeing a fantasy line. I don't know how to explain it, but I saw weird things in many of my visions. Like I saw dragons before in my vision, so that was a surprise to me. But I'm seeing that there's more to the story, to life itself, and there's more to the story with the universe. And this is my first introduction to the cosmic tree, because I saw the tree of life, but this is my first introduction of me seeing something about regarding the cosmic tree. So I'm like, okay, I just don't. It's just a lot into this to process, but and I told you guys from the last video that I did last night about this, that it was 3 vision in one, if that makes sense. Like I went to bed and I kept having vision back to back. And the vision that I shared yesterday was that was the last vision that I had, which really stuck with me because it's such a powerful vision. And it was so strong because you know how I know it's very strong? Is when I wake up feeling sore, and like I fucking got like it feels like I just like travel somewhere. Like I don't know how to explain it. So that's how I know it was a very, very strong, powerful vision that I received. But anyways, I received multiple visions that night. The first one was very it was sad in my opinion. And it has to do with what I shared before. You guys know the timelines that I shared about these many different events that's going to happen in our future, right? I said there's going to be an alien invasion, there's going to be segregation, a lot of racism, there's going to be some type of illness that people are going to get sick and die from, there's going to be some type of parasite happening. I didn't really touch on the parasite one, but I did see something regarding parasites that was killing people and people was getting infected. I saw the Return of the Dead, and I also saw the Walking Dead. It's 2 different things. The Return of the Dead was brought back to life by God, or the angel of death, who knows. The other one was the Walking Dead was brought back from the other side, the Ops. If you guys don't know the opposition, are enemy of human beings and people on this planet that don't want the best for us, that don't want us to evolve. They are called our Ops on here. That's what I call them, our Ops. They are trying their hardest to not awaken, to make sure that we don't awaken, to cause the division in our lives, in our society, so that it could be easier for them to prey on us and to manipulate us. So that is their goal, their agenda. There's something more with that, because I did mention that these Ops and the people that's on our side of, you know, this on this planet, there's 2 different agendas, and it has to do with the Great Divide. And I mentioned that the Great Divide, it started with the gods before, so it's a lot into that. That's something I'm still decoding, and once I guess get the full picture of everything, I will share it with you guys. But right now I'm just sharing what I know so far. But that's basically what's happening with that. So you guys know all these events, the timeline, right, that I've been sharing. Last night, one of the first vision that I received, because I said I received 3 that night. The last one that I received, I shared yesterday. The first one that I received regards I'm trying to remember the second one. I know the first one is the one I shared today, but I'm trying to remember the second one. What the heck? I've written it down. Hold on, you guys. Give me 1 second. I'm just thirsty. Give me 1 second. Because I know, because the last one was regarding the cosmic trade. With Hades and Persephone. That was the last one. The first one is regarding hell and black people. And this is connecting to one of the timelines I mentioned about the segregation and the racism and the prejudice. Like I said, it's like we're gonna go back to segregation, right? And it keeps being shown to me, and that's how I know it's like, yeah, this is gonna be our reality. But the vision that I had, the first vision that I had, it gave me clarity on why that is in a way, and how long it's like, yeah, it gave me some type of clarity with that. And what I'm about to say, many of you guys may not like this, but it's the truth. This is what I saw. But it's connected to that timeline that I said is going to happen in our future regarding segregation and racism. What I saw in my vision, as of late, a lot of them that have shown me this, is it's going to be a lot of racism. It's going to be segregation. Like, when I'm talking about segregation, it's like isolation, alienation, and like they were treating us like the bottom of the fucking barrel. Barrel? Bottom of the barrel. Like, seriously, you guys. Hold on, I gotta put lip gloss on. It's chocolate. And it smells like the Tootsie Rolls. And I made it myself. Coming soon. But anyways, I'm getting distracted. Go back and track. But yeah, they're going to treat us like the bottom of the barrel, and it's not fun. Like, especially if some of the stuff was directed at me, because you guys know I'm black. So I'm like, what the hell? Like, I didn't like it, and it was like, it was horrible. I didn't like it, because it felt like the 1960s. Even though, like, I don't know if I had a past life in 1960. I might have. I don't know. But it felt like that. It was just worse. And it was like all types of races was on board with it. Like, even within the black community, it was divided too. So it's like we're dealing with racism from the other races, and then we're dealing with a division within our own community. So it's like, of course, it's like we're gonna fall even deeper into our dissension. Like, we're gonna dissension. I don't think that's a word, but it's a word today. We're basically descended. Like, we already descended because we fell from grace. If you guys know the history of black people, we are the sun. We actually are of the heavens, but we have technically we fell because of how we've been living this whole time of our history. Yeah, and I have saw that we are of the sun, but we basically fell from grace. If you really take a look at our lives and our history, we kind of fell from grace. And then when we experience this segregation, this racism, you see a lot of mistreatment, and we're looked at the bottom of the barrel. Like, you know how we look at now, like how people view us now, but it's going to be 10 times worse. And the universe kept showing me this, and I'm like, okay, universe, I got you. Like, why is this happening? What's the purpose of this? Because the universe is not just going to show me anything just to show me. There's always a reason. There's always a purpose. And she showed me that last night. And it has to do with hell. I saw a lot of black people in hell, including myself. I was in there. We were sent to hell. But there's more to that. There's more to the story with that. So while the whole world is, we're having a little segregation, we're having racism, we're having all types of other stuff that's happening. But the main event it's happening is the division. That's like the division. But a lot of black people is going to be sent to hell. But this us being sent to hell isn't Judgment Day. Judgment Day didn't even happen yet. The system didn't even collapse yet. At the vision that I saw the other night, it didn't even collapse yet. So it didn't even collapse yet, and Judgment Day didn't happen yet. But we were sent to hell, and there was a reason why. when we sent to hell, including myself, we were being tortured, we were imprisoned, and we was experiencing a lot of trauma and a lot of adversity. But for some reason, that was our initiation. I know how that sounds. I know how fucked up that sounds, and like, what do you mean initiation? And like, we were in hell. Like, why would God do that? There's a reason why we were there. And trust me, I feel like I got like the worst of it, in my opinion. I did, but we made it. Well, not all of us made it through, but many of us made it through. I kid you not. I kid you not. Sooner we came back, one thing I heard, the spell is broken. So the segregation racism thing that's going to happen in our future it's a spell. People was under a spell, like that caused this great division, because I told you guys it was worse than how it felt worse than the 1960s. Even though I wasn't in the 1960s, I don't think. But it was just like horrible. Like, it just didn't make any sense how we could go so backwards, and like people didn't have no rationale in their minds, so it didn't make any sense how we can revert back to those times. But when we came back from hell, especially me, when I came back from hell, I heard from the universe the spell has been broken, and it was some other thing that was happening. But I'm walking in some type of grocery store, and I'm seeing black people and white people, conversating like normal, like how it is today. It's normal, but people still remember what happened, though. People remember what happened, and I'm not gonna lie, white people still see us as the bottom of the barrel, and not just white people, there's other races too. They still saw us as bottom of the barrel, and basically they were on top of the. Even though they're on top now, but they were on top, whatever this timeline is, they were on top, and we was on the bottom of the barrel. And even though the spell has been broken, everyone was still remembered. But it's like we went back to normal in a way. Like, it was no segregation anymore, no division, but it was still some type of prejudice and racism still there. Like normal tense wise, whatever. But as I'm walking through and I saw that the spell has been broken and black people and white people are like conversating, my heart broke. Like, I don't know, it's like my heart fell. And I was asking the universe, I was like, why did this happen? Like, why is black I basically said, why is black people still on the bottom? Like, I don't understand. I thought like me going to hell and the other black people going to hell, we was atoning for all the sins of the black people, and like whatever. It was like that's why I was just basically asking the universe, and at that moment I knew why we went to hell. I knew why it had to happen. I knew why it was part of our evolution. So it doesn't sound nice. It doesn't sound like, ooh, like who wants to go? And it's not all black people that went. But I feel like the black people that went is the chosen ones that has the strong genetics. I believe it's the chosen ones that went down there. Yeah, so there's a reason, and it's not our end, it's part of our evolution. So, and even though at the end I saw that we were still in the bottom, there's a reason for that, and just don't lose hope. And and when I say the bottom and top, I'm not talking about someone you should never be superior and inferior. I'm not saying I don't care about that. I'm talking about we wasn't considered equal. That's my viewpoint on that, but we will be. So that's all I gotta say about that. So that's what I saw. Okay, so one thing I want to point out, when I was in hell, which I don't recommend. Okay, I didn't go hell. Yeah, it was in my vision. So it's like the future me did. But when I was there and we came back, I noticed a change within all of us, and including myself. We evolved. Like, that's all I'm gonna say. We evolved. Stronger in a way, because of the things that we went through. I don't know. It's just weird, but I said it's the chosen one that went down. I believe the one that had the strong genetics. And I kind of mentioned this before to you guys. Before I said that the stronger genetics you have, the stronger adversity you're gonna go through. I mentioned this before in like my old videos. So that's something that I wanted to say, that black people, we're going to hell. I know it's not funny, but we are. And it's part of like, that's what I saw. And mind you, this isn't the first time I saw myself going to hell. Again, it was a judgment day. It was, I was being, I was wrongfully cast down. That's the best way I can say. I was like, one of them was, I was wrongfully cast down. The other one is the universe way. Like, she wanted me there for a reason, and yeah. So I have some type of connection with hell. It's annoying, but I was sent there, and I'm gonna actually to tell you guys. So a vision that I had, I believe it was last week or the beginning, like it was even last week or the last week or whatever. I had this vision. It was a very strange one. I was kind of confused by it because I didn't know what the hell, and it kind of felt, it was like it was a fucked up vision on my part. Like what happened to me. So I didn't share this one. I thought I was just gonna keep it to myself, but I guess not. So basically, I don't know where I was, but this is the future. I was surrounded by people I don't recognize, except one person I do recognize. This one person I recognize in my waking life, she's actually a tarot reader. I'm very familiar with her face and who she is. Well, I don't know her, but I know who she is. So we were surrounded as we were all gathering, whatnot. We was outside somewhere, and we was discussing about what's going on. Like at this particular moment of this vision that I'm seeing, our reality has collapsed. Things has happened. I'm not sure what has happened because I'm only seeing a moment, but things has happened, and I guess we're discussing that and discussing what it all means. As we were discussing that, I kind of expressed my viewpoint on it and gave my opinion, like, yeah, this is what's happening. And the person that I recognize, amongst all these people I don't recognize, she basically said, "You know nothing," and she just shook her head, and I was like, I put my head to the side. I'm like, "What do you mean?" I said, "What do you mean I don't know nothing?" She said, "You know nothing." And all of a sudden, like, I stood up, and I stood up to, like, I don't know why I stood up, but I stood up, and as I was standing up, there was other people that came out, I guess, at a doorway that we was at. I don't know where we was, but we were all outside in some type of porch, but it was a group of people that came out, and they was basically co-signing what this person that I recognized said. It's like, "Oh yeah, you know nothing. You're small." They kept saying that. All of them said it in unison, like, all at once. They said that, "Oh, you're small. You're small in this. You're small. You know nothing." That's what they kept saying. And I'm like, "Oh, okay." That's what I basically reacted. I said, "Okay." I said, "Okay, well, let me go then." I said, okay. No, I basically said, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna go then." Like, cause at that moment when I'm seeing myself speaking and acting that way, I guess I got offended by that, when they said that, because I didn't believe them. But now that I'm like, after I, woke up and like tried to decode the vision, I said, maybe I don't know everything. I know I don't know everything, duh. I'm trying to decode everything. But I said, maybe there's something more that I don't know. That's what I said when I woke up. But anyways, continuing on with the vision. I said, well, I'm just gonna go. That's what I said. And sooner I said that, there was another woman that appeared. And this woman, I guess she's the boss. She's everyone was just following her order. This woman was a black woman. I don't recognize who she is. They call her Mother. I don't know who she is. This is not the first time I heard that name. So this is the first time I saw her. But they call her Mother. And basically, as soon as she appeared, the person that I recognized amongst all the people who said, "I know nothing," she started shaking her head. She got up too. She stood up, and she did some type of spell, ritual spell, whatever, to put a barrier up for me, to keep me from escaping, to keep me from moving, to leave. So she put some type of barrier up. and I'm just looking at everybody, and I'm looking at her, and as I'm looking at her, I called out her name, but the thing is, I wasn't calling out her name. I was calling out another tarot reader name. In the vision that I'm seeing, I'm like, why am I calling her this? But that's not her. That's a different tarot reader. So it was very interesting on why I kept calling her somebody else's name, who happens to be a tarot reader in my waking life too. So I didn't understand that because she wasn't that person, but I kept calling her that name. So it was just very strange on that part, and I feel like that's significant. So I have to decode that. There's a connection between those two readers. But anyways, and she didn't want to listen. She was basically following the order of the person they call mother. She was following her order, so she put a barrier up so I couldn't move or whatever. And this woman, she came to me, and she spoke to me. She said, "Are you not going to fight for me?" That is what she said. And I'm like, "No." And she's like, and basically this is when she started to threaten me. She said, I will put you to, she's basically said that she's going to put me into the cycle where I would die over and over and over and over again. That's what she kept saying, that you're going to die over 1,000 times, like basically that I'm going to repeat death. That's what she said, that I'm going to repeat death over and over and over again. And in my mind, I knew that I didn't want to go through that. But at the same time, I didn't want to follow this woman who they call mother. I didn't want to obey her. I said, I'd rather take that punishment. So I didn't care. And I told her in her face, I said, didn't I make that decision before? That's exactly what I said. And as soon as I said that, she was mad. She kicked me. When she kicked me, I fell back. When I fell back, I basically I was falling into hell. Like something opened up and looked like some type of door opened up or a gate, whatever opened up. She basically sent me to hell because I refused to fight for her, whoever this woman is and what she represents. I disobeyed her. So as I'm falling, mind you, I made this decision before, and she did this to me before. So I've been to hell before. So this is like the second time she did this to me because I said, didn't I make this decision? Didn't I make Didn't I make this decision before? That's what I told her. And that's what she kicked me again. And as I'm falling, no lie, you guys, no fucking lie, I kept seeing images flashing in my mind of how many times I died. And I experienced it. I felt it. I see it. It was gruesome. It was brutal. It was murder. I was murdered like basically 1,000 times. And I saw that flashing in my head as I'm falling into hell. So when I fell to hell, I'm seeing this at the third person point of view at this moment. Well, I was seeing it the whole time, third person point of view. I'm seeing my future me experiencing this, but I'm seeing this in the third person point of view. I landed in some type of hospital room, and you know how when you like sick or you're in the hospital, they connect you to these monitors thingies. I don't know what it's called, but I was connected to these monitor thingies. I had the hospital robe. I had patches all over my body as if I went through surgery, and it's like you could tell that I was I've been through it. You could just tell, like, I was just not there. Like, I just been through it. You can just tell my physical appearance and just, like, whatever. So I'm in this hospital room, and in an intercom, now as I heard my name being said. Someone was saying my name. They kept saying my name, my real name, my government name that that I had today. So they kept saying that. I kid you not, you guys, this hospital room seems so fucking familiar to me. Like, I remember it. Like, it's like, it felt, what's it called when people say you remember something? Like, it felt something that I've been there before. And there's a reason, because I've been through hell before, apparently. I've been there because, obviously, this is nothing new for the lady to cast me down, because I guess I keep disobeying her, and she doesn't like me. She does not like me. Because one, I guess I rebelled against her. I rebelled, and for my punishment, I was cast down into hell. So whoever this woman is, it's not funny because of what I've been through, and I saw what I've been through. I'm like, oh hell. But I'm like, damn, I really put myself into some shit, huh? But I don't regret my decision, because even though I don't recognize this woman, like me seeing the vision, me in this present moment, I don't recognize who she is. I feel like the future me made that decision for a reason, and I have made that decision before for a reason. So I trust myself and I trust my judgment. So there was a reason why I didn't want to follow this woman. I didn't want to obey her, and I didn't want to fight for her. So I trust me. So I don't regret it. So even if I went to hell, I don't care. Apparently, I feel like I've been to hell a lot, to be honest. Really, I feel like at this point it's normal. Um, but I always survive and I always make it through. But that's what I want to share with that vision. It was interesting. That was the vision I had last week. And when I saw that, I'm like, what the hell was that? I was like, okay, so I've been to hell. I was like, okay, there's nothing I can do about it. There's literally nothing I can do about it right now. So it's like, whatever. But oh, sorry guys. That was my vision that I had about hell in general. And I had but hell, people think it's like you're burning in a fire pit. Okay, with that, okay, there was one vision I did had. This is back in 2020. I didn't understand when I saw it. I'm like, what? It was some type of vampire woman that I saw was going to a furnace. So this vampire woman is significant to me. I think that she did something to me that she wasn't supposed to do. Like, she killed me in the past life before or something. And I guess that was, God cast judgment onto this vampire. And I saw her, what God did. She was burning into like a furnace. Like, you know how, I don't know how they cremate someone, but it seemed like one of those little, that's how it looks like. She was being dragged in red dirt or something like that, and she was going inside this furnace, this fire, and she was burned. So that was the first time I see anything but fire. But mind you, I saw many different visions regarding hell and the underworld. It is hot, but also wet. Like, I saw many different version of hell, I guess. I feel like there's different levels of hell. But the hell that I saw that us black people is gonna go to, and I was in the hospital, so that's part of hell. This hospital, wherever this hospital is, it's part of hell. But I also saw we were in some type of cages or something, some type of cage, a lot of video camera. It was just weird. You guys, it's different levels to hell. But the level that we were in, we wasn't burning or anything. It was no fire around. What I saw regarding, I didn't really see that much black people. I saw my version of it, of what I was gonna go through. We kept getting tortured, and we was getting killed over and over. I'm like, damn, what is with death that we keep dying over and over? Like, I just don't understand this. But yeah, it was just interesting. That was the vision, you guys. Hopefully you guys understood what I was, you understood it, because I know, like, I could talk very fast. But that was the vision that we black people, or at least the black people that are chosen, we're gonna go to hell for a certain time. But supposedly it's meant to happen that way. I don't know. It's all in universal planning. She makes the rules. We just play her game. So that is all for today's live video, live vision, sharing of me. What did I just see? Basically, I shared it, you guys. I gotta remember the second vision that I had. I don't not remember now. I know I've written it down somewhere. I just gotta find it. The next vision that I'm gonna share with you guys is gonna be quite short. Well, there's two visions I want to share with you guys tomorrow, which is both short. I know I always say that and it end up being like a 30-minute video, but it is short. But it's something that I feel like is a message there, and I feel like we need to understand, and realize, like, to basically watch out for, and to like pay attention to it, 'cause it's something there. So that's why I want to like present it to you guys on what did I just see, or what did I just find. One of them is what did I just find. The other one is what did I just find as well? So they both are. So yeah, that's all for today's live video. See you guys next time. Bye.